A steamy Saturday at Grassy Waters Preserve, and they're getting ready for a canoe trip. The preserve is on the edge of the Everglades, but it's also in the heart of suburbia, so you'll hear a mixture of sounds from passing traffic, the kind that cars and trucks make, and also the kind that comes from wildlife. It's the second kind that visitors like these come to hear.
I'm going to be guiding you guys out there on the Everglades experience today.
Sam Dorfman, Grassy Waters Environmental Education Supervisor, is leading the trip.
For me, coming out to a place like this has a sort of primordial connection to my senses.
The people who are going on the journey with Sam come from a variety of backgrounds, but they're all hoping for a chance to lose themselves in a very different world.
That's my daughter.
Tom Zach, a middle school teacher, is sharing a canoe with his 24-year-old archaeologist daughter, Anna.
I just love being out on the water. It's nice and serene and tranquil, and you can forget about the work week.
Sisters Nabil and Cindy Noguera are both Miami social workers. Nabil works with very young, very sick patients in a pediatric hospice.
On a day-to-day basis, it's very emotional. It's an array of diagnoses, so they have more or less 6 months or less.
But for a few hours at least, all that will be forgotten as they glide out into grassy waters. It's a trip away from their troubles and also a journey back in time.
These plants that you see here are a window into the past. You're looking at Jurassic Florida right here.
Of course, back then, the modern conveniences we all take for granted were not around. No fiberglass boats, high-tech sunglasses, cell phones, and definitely no selfies. Still, out here in Grassy Waters, if you let yourself, it is possible to imagine the world as it was a very long time ago, as you sink hip-deep into muddy water while tramping across a submerged island, or paddle past water lilies and razor-sharp sawgrass. It is nothing short of magical.
I try to implement, on the weekends, something that will bring me peace. It was very helpful to come out here because it allowed me to do that.
It may not change anything in their day-to-day lives, but spending time out here and seeing all this will definitely give them something to think about when the pressures of life seem to be overwhelming. This is Sheryl Kahn reporting for WPB TV. To get to the Black Mountain Fire Lookout just north of Idlewild, you drive along a winding gravel road, unlock the gate, and head up the mountain like volunteers do every day. Their destination, this tiny metal cabin perched high above the treetops.
Pull it up, swing it up, it's on a weight, and we are here. Welcome to Black.
Candy Kersey's one of the volunteers who keep records, track weather conditions.
What we're doing now is checking the wind direction.
And greet visitors who drop in from time to time or fly by. But most importantly, she and some 300 others keep an eye out for fires. George Hall has been doing it for 11 years.
Hi, George!
George and Candy often sign up for shifts that last just a few hours, but sometimes they stay overnight. George on his own, Candy with her husband. This time they're teaming up to give us a rare glimpse into life at the top.
San Bernardino, Black Mountain, out of service, in tower overnight.
That means as the sun goes down and the wind kicks up, they've lowered the flag and settled in for the evening. But the radio is always on, because if they do see flames, they'll be calling in.
I hope I don't miss any, but I'm happy when I don't see any.
Accommodations here are rustic, a bit crowded tonight. Outside the tower, a gorgeous sunset, star-filled sky, and sparkling city lights.
And it's just lighting up the ground all over the place. It's like looking at a big Christmas tree.
While inside the tower,
This is like camping. I've been camping since I was a kid.
to pass the time, a board game, lots of food, and photos of fires that volunteers have spotted.
It's an adrenaline rush when you spot a fire. You want to be the first one to report it.
Sometimes, however, that thrill turns to fear, like during the Sawtooth fire, which cost one man his life and destroyed 50 homes.
It does start out so small. You know, it starts out as just a single plume going up, and then it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And at the time we called it in, they said it was a flare-up from another fire, and we just watched it grow.
Except for the howling of the wind, this night is quiet. And the next morning, a spectacular sunrise.
Clear, 60.
Candy, the first one up, gets the ball rolling in the tower, then checks on George in the garage.
Good morning, George. I'm bringing you coffee in bed.
It's not the usual drill, but today they're celebrating everything that's special about this place, from the kind of scenery that money just can't buy to the visitors that have passed this way, visitors of all kinds. What's this you're getting?
Peanuts.
For what?
They're the squirrels, my friends. Let me get it.
Is that all you say to them? You don't tell them your problems?
No, I don't tell them my problem. I don't have any problems.
Oh, okay.
Not when I'm up here.
Sheryl Kahn, KESQ News Channel 3 on Black Mountain. Bingo night at Roosters, and just about every table and bar stool is taken.
You ready to play bingo?
Bingo!
This is one of the few gay bars in West Palm Beach, and one of the first places many gay tourists head to when they hit town.
Oh, 65.
And while gay-friendly businesses like Roosters do help attract travelers to the area, there's a campaign underway to make West Palm Beach even more appealing.
For us, genuine hospitality is for everyone, no matter your skin color or your sexual orientation.
Some hotels have been courting gay travelers, offering romantic getaways to same-sex couples. Rick Rose, who's gay himself, is co-owner of Grandview Gardens Bed and Breakfast.
All the rooms have outside private entrances.
Rose says if you want repeat business from gay tourists, you've got to be on your toes.
They're choosier, they're pickier, they have an eye for aesthetics.
And they try to go where they know they'll be treated well.
I'm loving this breeze today. This is unbelievable.
Matt Chambers and Will Davis were the first in town to become husband and husband on the very day same-sex marriage became legal in Florida, the mayor officiating at their wedding.
I do.
Matt and Will say when they travel, they try to do their homework ahead of time.
So we do some research online. We look around for reviews from other gay couples or other people in the community and try to spend our money where they want our money.
One way that message is getting out here is on the city's website, which lists contact information for the city's liaisons to the LGBT community.
The city does recognize the importance of having diversity and equality, and having a liaison to the city sort of increases that comfort level.
It's also important to let travelers know there's lots to do and see here, from a beautiful waterfront and lively downtown scene to events nearby like the Gay Polo League's championship tournament.
Gay Polo League Tournament. What a wonderful event.
Local female impersonator Melissa St. John went to the tournament with some friends.
Welcome to Gay Polo.
Melissa, who performs at Roosters, is also the bar's entertainment director, known in that role as Charles Capers. Charles remembers when, years ago, walking around town in drag could be dangerous.
We were approached by a group of men in a pickup truck with baseball bats.
But that was then, and this is now. Capers and many others say they want gay tourists to know if they do come to visit, they'll have fun, they'll be safe, and they'll definitely be welcome. This is Sheryl Kahn reporting for WPB TV.